Today we're looking at feelings and reactions using that little word de before the next word that comes after it. There are lots of feelings and reactions, expressions in French, just like there are in English. And in English we often will say things like, I'm happy to see you, I'm sorry for being late. And all of those little words, the to see you, for being late, I'm proud of, whatever it might be. In French, the word that we use every time is de. Okay, so we can see a few examples here and then we'll go through them in a bit more detail. So, je suis content, or ladies would say je suis contente, we would add that E on the end, je suis contente de te voir. I am happy to see you. You see gets switched around in French. I'm happy to see you. Je suis contente de te voir. I'm happy to see you. Je suis désolée. Again, that extra E on the end, although this time it doesn't make any difference to pronunciation. It sounds the same for masculine and feminine. Je suis désolée d'être en retard. I'm sorry for being late. Je suis désolée d'être en retard. And here's another example. Je suis fière d'avoir réussi mon examen. Je suis fière d'avoir réussi mon examen. So I am proud of passing my exam, or I'm proud to have passed my exam. We could also say it like that. I talk about de, but here we've got D apostrophe. That's because these two verbs start with a vowel. Okay, so it's either de or a D apostrophe. That's what we're going to see after each of these reaction phrases. So let's have a look at some positive feelings with de. So the first one is être content de. I've said être content de, to be happy to, and then you can change that être to be I am happy to, je suis content de, you are happy to, tu es content de, he is happy to, etc. So je suis content or contente de pouvoir venir. I'm happy to be able to come. So pouvoir means to be able to, venir is to come. So je suis contente de pouvoir venir. Être ravi de. Ravi de is to be kind of thrilled or delighted. It's a really nice word. So je suis ravi. Pronunciation doesn't change with the extra E on the end. It still sounds like ravi, whether you're male or female saying it. So je suis ravi de participer. I'm thrilled to participate. I'm thrilled to take part. Je suis ravi de participer. The next positive feeling one is être fier de. The spelling changes a little bit when it's masculine or feminine. It gets an extra accent on it as well as the extra E on it when it's feminine. And normally that would mean that the sound would be different for these two, but it's a bit of a funny one that they both sound the same. They both sound like fier. If you read that, you might think it looks more like fier, but it's not pronounced like that. It's pronounced fier, both of them. So to be proud of is être fier de. So, je suis fière d'avoir fini. I'm proud of having finished. So you can be proud to have finished, proud to have done something. Or you can say, je suis fière de mon fils. I'm proud of my son. So we can say, I'm proud that you've done something, or you can say you're proud of something. And then some difficult feelings with de. Je suis désolée de. I am sorry to. Je suis désolée de, and then we would put a verb after. So I'm sorry to. Déranger means to disturb. And remember, when you disturb you, the you comes in front. So when you do anything to somebody, that somebody is coming before the verb that you're doing to them in French. It's different for us in English, the other way around. I'm disturbing you. But in French, I'm you disturbing. So, je suis désolée de vous déranger. I'm sorry to disturb you. Je suis désolée de vous déranger. Je suis surpris de, or être surpris de. If you are a woman, you would put that extra E on the end, and this does now change the pronunciation because now it's going on to the end of a consonant that before was silent. The surpris, when it's got nothing after it, it just goes off into the ether. But now with that naked E next to it, it makes us finish on the sound of the letter that comes before it. So I would say, je suis surprise de. Je suis surprise de, and then whatever you might be surprised to. So this is a useful one. Je suis surpris or surprise d'entendre ça. Entendre means to hear. We're going to do a few more with those because it's quite useful for reactions. So, d'entendre ça, I'm surprised to hear that. Je suis surpris or surprise d'entendre ça. Être gêné de. Être gêné de. To be embarrassed to or to be embarrassed for. So, je suis gêné de demander. I am embarrassed to ask. And then être triste de, to be sad to or to be sad for. So, je suis triste de partir. I'm sad to leave. Je suis triste de partir. Je suis triste de mon absence. I'm sad for my absence. Je suis triste de. And this one is useful if you want to react to news. We can use some little words to really strengthen what we're saying, these intensifiers, these words like vraiment, really or truly, très, very, tellement, so, assez, quite. So we can use those in our expressions to just make them a bit stronger or just modify them a little bit. So, je suis vraiment contente, I would say, contente masculine, d'entendre ça. I am really happy to hear that. So somebody tells you, you know, I've got a new grandchild, or who my dog has survived his operation, is feeling well, whatever. Je suis vraiment content d'entendre ça. I'm really happy to hear that, d'entendre ça. Je suis très triste d'entendre ça. I'm very sad to hear that. Je suis très triste d'entendre ça. Je suis tellement désolée d'entendre ça. I'm so sorry to hear that. Je suis tellement désolée d'entendre ça. And then, je suis assez surpris d'entendre ça. Je suis assez surpris d'entendre ça. I'm quite surprised to hear that. Je suis assez surpris. Or I would say, je suis assez surprise d'entendre ça. So let's have a little look at a quiz. I'm going to give you 5 sentences and you're going to decide which of these words plus the de, don't forget the de, it's really important, would make sense for each sentence. So number 1, Marc a réussi son examen. Remember, you réussi un examen means to pass it. Passer un examen is to take it. Réussi son examen, he passes exam. Il est something avoir réussi. He is something to have passed. So out of those ones, which one do you think? Remember, you can slow me down or pause me at any time. So, il est fier d'avoir réussi. I'm going to put fier and then D apostrophe. He's proud to have succeeded. La réunion commence dans 5 minutes, ou dans 5 minutes. Je suis something être en retard. So the meeting is starting in 5 minutes. I am something to be late. What could we say for that? Je suis désolée d'être en retard. Désolée de être en retard. Désolée d'être en retard. I'm sorry for being late. Marie n'a pas de nouvelles de son fils. Marie n'a pas de nouvelles de son fils. Marie has had no news from her son. Elle est something de ne pas avoir de nouvelles. She is something for not having news. Maybe surprised. She's surprised not to have news. Elle est surprise de ne pas avoir de nouvelles. If you're surprised not to do something, not to have something, the ne and the pas come together. They're not allowed to go around an infinitive. They can't wrap it like normally ne and pas does. The two come together at the front of an infinitive, at the front of one of these full verbs. Okay. Next one, number 4. Tu es là. You're here. Tu es là. Super. Je suis something te voir. So you're here. Something. I am something to see you. Remember, you see. So which would we go for? We would go, je suis maybe ravi. Or if we want to say I'm delighted, I'm really happy, I'm thrilled to see you. Je suis ravi de te voir. Je suis ravi de te voir. And the last one, elle a hâte de voyager seule. She can't wait to travel alone. She's excited to travel alone. Elle est something partir en solo. So it's got to be, she's happy to leave on her own, to go solo. Elle est contente de partir en solo. Hopefully that has been useful for you, and that will be something you'll be able to go out and use when somebody tells you something. You can react to it. What's next? Next week is the partitive article. That's not a very nice sounding grammatical term, but basically it's the du, de la, de and de l. Why do we need those sometimes instead of le, la and les? And sometimes we need just de by itself, not even a du or de la or whatever. So we'll talk about that next week. À la semaine prochaine. Au revoir.